Oh, am I live? Can you hear me? Oh, I hear some movement, brother Daryl. Uh, Not now. I can't hear you, but oh, I heard some sound. Well, well, brother Daryl's trying to get his audio together. You all, if you can hear me, welcome to the Money Game. How black people want to dominate. I am brother Assad Muhammad, your courage coach. We're having some technical difficulties. These audios, well, I tell you, my audio was doing some weird stuff earlier. Now, brother Daryl, he's just this audio problem. We're going to have to get a more permanent kind of setup. Um, but welcome to the broadcast. Thank you all for joining us. If you watched some of the previous broadcasts, then you know what to expect. You know what we're about. Now, we've been doing this for quite a while, starting with Black Wealth Empowerment, 150 some odd broadcasts. We did, Brother Abdul Kiyam started it off with Brother Daryl. Brother Daryl brought me on one time just as a guest and ultimately brought me on to help him and assist him in co-hosting. We brought Sister Brandy Muhammad on to assist us so we get that feminine energy in there. And we just kept rolling. And one of the things we realized over the course of that broadcast and throughout our business lives, now all of us are entrepreneurs. We have been for quite a while. One thing we've learned is that there's a saying in direct sales and marketing: some will, some won't. So what next, right? I want you all to take on a posture as you go through this journey with us of attached detachment. Some will, some won't. So what next? Here's what I mean by that. Whatever product or service you have, not everybody is going to want your product or service. Not everybody's going to want it. Right? Some will, some won't. Right? But what I want you to grasp and get a hold of is your internal feelings about it, how that feels to you. Now, I know sometimes in a lot of our environments, especially in the black community, we a lot of us, or some of us, spend a lot of time on what we don't do and we don't this, and you know how black people don't, we don't, and some people spend an inordinate amount of time focusing on the some won't, as opposed to investing. All right, we talked about in a previous broadcast, investing the majority of your time on the some will. That's focusing on those who have a leaning towards it, have a desire for it, who have a need for the product or service that you have. Some will. And that's where you spend your time on the majority of the time on the some will. I'd like to think, some of you heard about this, the 80-20 principle, right? The 80-20 principle. Well, how about that? I suggest that you spend 80% of your time on the some will, right? The people who have an inclination, a leaning, a desire, and a need for what you have to offer, and spend about 20% on those some wants. Because you still want to market, you still want to advertise, you still want to have different value propositions, you still want to tweak and adjust how you market the product so you can get more people to get their eyes on it, to maybe uncover that they have a desire for the product or service. I'm not saying completely discount them, but have some emotional intelligence about yourself to where you realize that some will, some won't. So what? That's just the ebb and flow of life. Not everybody on the planet is going to want or even need your service or your product. That's just what it is. That's okay. I'm happy with the people that do purchase. I want to really give value and abundance to those that do patronize my product or my service. See, that's how you give that value in exchange, in abundance. Exchange, not just exchange, but value in abundance. Where you got somebody says, you know what, man, they bought, not only do they buy my product or take advantage of my service, but I'm going to give them value in abundance. I want them to feel proud and happy that they did it, and then want to come back, want to actually influence somebody else. Say, oh man, no, I used brother, sister, so and so. I had their cookies or cakes or pies. I've used their financial services. I've done this. I've done that with them. Man, that was an amazing experience. Now, are you talking about? You definitely call them up. Matter of fact, Here's a link I got. Let me get that to you. I'm telling you, you're gonna love that you did that. And then see, you become a product of the product. So 80% on the people that some will, 20% on the people that some won't, and then you have to have a kind of a so what? So what? So what do I do now? Not so what as in dismissive, but so what? What does this mean to me? This means that, you know what, this is a chance for me to up my offering. Maybe it's a chance for me to reposition my product or service. Maybe this is a chance for me to branch out and expand into other areas that people have needs in. If you listen to the people that don't, right, the some won'ts, they'll give you some critical data, some information that will help you in either growing what you currently have or expanding beyond what you thought was even possible or even needed at the time. Some people get very rigid and laser focused, and it's great. I teach focus. Some people get very rigid though in where they are as it relates to their product or service, and they leave no room for the naysayers or the some wanters to give them feedback to say, you know what? Let me look at that and see if there's some things I can add into this that would get more buy-in, more people to take advantage of it, more people to see the value of it. That's not a chance to go, "Well, some people don't hate them haters and they don't like what I do, and everybody we need unity." And yeah. And that would be cute and ideal. But if everybody buys your product, then what? If everybody bought your product, then what? You got all this money, and that's the end of it, right? You still got to grow and expand and increase and have new things. Because I tell you one thing: if you any of you like music, you know that if a musical artist does a hit song, that sophomore album, right? That freshman, then that junior, that senior, that freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, that sophomore album, that next one, everybody waiting to see you gonna fall off. This is it. But if you stick to what you did the first time, people may say, that sounds like the first one. And then the third one, everybody's going to leave you alone because you ain't changed, you ain't growing, you're not pivoting, you're not moving. So some will, some won't. So what next? Now, why do I bring that up? Even when we're talking about doing this broadcast, we realize of all this time, right, doing Black Wealth Empowerment, all the other business things we've done, that some people will take advantage of this information. Some people will join in, some people will watch, some people will share it and say, wow, I really got something out of that I can take and I can use. And then there'll be some that no matter how much marketing we do, flyers we put out and share the stream and all that, some people just won't do it for whatever the reason. They may not like me. They may like Brother Darrell. They may like both of us together. They don't like somebody courage coach. Oh my goodness, I'm not messing with him. He's controversial online, stuff like that. I don't like that he smiles sometimes. I don't like people that wear glass. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, how come they don't have no sisters on the broadcast? It could be a plethora of reasons, but we don't focus on those reasons. Right? We'll hear them so we can make adjustments and tweaks, but we don't spend major time on the minor things. Brother, are you there? Can we hear you? I'm not hearing no sounds. I'm not hearing no sound. Can you hear me? You can hear me though, right? All right. And so I'm not hearing Brother Darrell right now. We're trying to get him. We're trying to get him tightened up and back in pocket. Um, and so what I want you all to do is I want you to take an opportunity to share this stream right now. You're watching this on Facebook or any other platform. I want you to share it. I want you to actually send it out on your feed. Share it on Instagram. Get it on TikTok or whatever. To let other people take advantage of it. It may not be you. You may say, you know what, I came across it by accident. I don't know if this is my thing. The money game. I don't really want to play the money game. I don't want to win and dominate in my life. I'm okay with where I'm at and what I have going on. That's fine. Excuse me. But think about somebody else. Think about all the other people that you may know or may have some influence over or may even be connected to that may be looking for a change. And we may be the key to their lock. We may be the very two people that are the key to their lock to where they say, you know what? I needed to hear that. That message right there changed things for me. That gave me a level of inspiration or encouragement or courage to take that next step in my business or to step out there on faith to say, you know what, I can do this. We have brothers and sisters who are doing things, and I want to do some things. I want to take the. Oh, I think I'm hearing some
Mic
sounds.
check. Mic check.
Oh,
Can you
Mike,
hear me?
check. He's on. He's on.
Go ahead and finish that thought, brother. Go ahead
All
and
right.
finish that thought.
And so it may sometimes, we want to, sometimes it is about you, but think of somebody else too and say, you know what, I want it to be about me, but I also want it to be about others. So when we talk about the money game, how black people win and dominate, it's about also it's sharing these streams, encouraging others, and bringing people in to say, hey, I don't want to be the only person winning. And even if I don't want to win at all, I want other people to win. Have enough love in your heart to share the stream so that maybe you don't want it, but somebody else may. All right. So that's what I wanted to say. Now we got our host, Brother Daryl, on to take us deep into the broadcast.
All right, all right. Absolutely. Thank you as always, my brother. Cover down to the man on the right. Brother, your courage coach, Assad Muhammad. Thank you so very much, brother. As always, brothers and sisters, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode number 7 and counting, number 7 of the money game. So black people can win and dominate. Don't you want to win and dominate, brothers and sisters? God put you here to win and dominate, not to live small. And we're bringing you what we have accumulated over decades of being on this personal journey. Myself, over 40 years. So what is this money game? What is this show, the money game, so black people can win and dominate? Well, it's based on my book right here, The Money Game, by the same title, The Money Game, so black people can win and dominate. Brothers and sisters, I want to give you 2 free gifts just by showing up. The Courage Coach can tell you, coach thousands of people. Rule number 1 is you got to show up. You have to show up. You have to make your presence known. Right? In school, they call your name. You just couldn't sit there and they call your name talking about the teacher see I'm sitting over here. I'm in the front row. No, that's not how that goes, brothers and sisters. That's not how it goes. You have to make yourself known. You have to say here, present, and accounted for. That's what you have to do. All right. So you have to make yourself known. As we set up some more here, you have to make yourself known, brothers and sisters. You have to make yourself known. So the money game, so black people can win and dominate. I've been blessed over the past 40 years to be in circles that most people in general and most black people will never get in. I've been on a journey that most people will never be on. Right? And as we are taught in the Nation of Islam by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you want for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. And we've been called, the members of the Nation of Islam have been called, and those conscious black people have been called by God to lead our people to full and complete freedom. And that's freedom that's not based on what this world offers us. We take the tools, we take what's out there to create the freedom that we want, that we need, that's deserving of us as a people. Descendants of ex-slaves. So this book that I got here, brothers and sisters, I want to give you 2 free gifts just by us having a currency of exchange. Money is a currency of exchange. It's really exchange of energy, like the coach was telling you before. It's exchange of energy. See, he and I are bringing energy. You're here now, but now you have to match our energy by going to the website on your screen, themoneygamebook.com. And I have 2 free gifts for you. Won't spend a lot of time going over that, but go there, enter your name, enter your email, because we're going to take this thing to a whole nother level. Right? The Courage Coach and I. And it's going to be only for those who raise their hand, not once, not twice, but over and over and over again. So this is the first step. Go to themoneygamebook.com and get it. Get the 2 free gifts. Then on the second page, you can purchase the book. All right. So what is this? The money game so black people can win and dominate. Okay, I got the money game part. I understand it's talking about money. You're relating it to a game and you have your chess piece on here. I got it. But what's this? So black people can win and dominate. That's the essence of the book. The essence of the book is based on a lot of different principles, brothers and sisters. And I say on the back of the book, if you think that this book is like 99% of any other book about money, you're going to miss what this book is really about. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan used a term that I've incorporated in this book. I realize that is what we need. The minister many years ago talked about, and he used this word called resequit. When I heard it many years ago, I said, did he mean prerequisite? Because I've never heard of resequit. I'm a college graduate from HBCU, right? I've never heard of resequit knowledge. Okay, so years later, starting to write this book, Allah God brought that back up to my conscience, Courage Coach, right? Resequit. Because I was thinking about, what to put on the description of the book on the back. I said, no, it's not prerequisite. So I looked up the word prerequisite and I looked up the word resequit. And surely those of us who are in the Nation of Islam and follow the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan know he's right and exact every time. So I looked up, I said, okay, prerequisite means, check this out. Prerequisite means something has to happen first before something else can happen. Before your chicken or bacon in the oven, you got to turn your oven on. Your oven has to be working, and it has to be able to get to the temperature needed to cook. That's the prerequisite. If you don't turn it on and your oven is not working properly, you can put that chicken in there, put that fish in there, put that bread in there. Nothing's going to happen. The prerequisite is you have to turn it on. It has to be working functionally, and then you put it on and it cooks. So, excuse me. So prerequisite, something has to happen first before something else can happen, right? Civil rights bill. See, the law had to be passed first before we had the right to go into certain places that we couldn't go in. See, the law had to be passed first, prerequisite. Now, resequit knowledge, on the other hand, is something that is needed. Something that you need to acquire to reach your ultimate goal. So it's a standalone. It's not something that's dependent on something else to give it value. So it's not something that's based on something else happening first before you can take that information, take whatever that is, and use it towards your ultimate goal. So in all these years that I've been on this journey, and I always wondered, I said, I got all these books, Courage Coach. I got all of these seminars. Between the Courage Coach and I, very few, I would say, very few have invested the time and hour and money and personal development, right? And so we wanted to give you the ultimate hack. The ultimate hack is not AI. The ultimate hack is not the latest software. The ultimate hack is from you learning from someone else's experiences. All right. So I say, okay, Daryl, you have all these books. Yeah, we've accomplished some things. I've accomplished some things that I'm impressed. But there's so much more. So there's so much more. So I had to start thinking, I said, so what's missing? What's missing? And after 32 years in the Nation of Islam, resequit knowledge. And I say on the back of the book, what is resequit knowledge that we need so we can take full advantage of whatever opportunity is presented to us? The Nation of Islam, we call it the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self is the resequit knowledge that we as Black people in America, descendants of slaves, that's what we need in order to maximize. I mean, we see it in particularly in the music industry. Courage Coach, you mentioned that earlier, right? We know gospel came out of our pain and hurt. We know jazz came out of our pain and hurt. We know, you see what I'm saying? So it's out of that pain and hurt and that experience that gives what other people have, or gives what we have in the form of music and creativity that's recognized and admired from people around the world, from the planet. So I'm here to tell you, brothers and sisters, we can do the same thing like that economically, empowering ourselves, empowering our family, empowering our community, empowering our nation, and then we can empower the world. But it comes from having that requisite knowledge, the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self. I say that this book is not like 99.9% of any other book you've read about money. It was done purposely. It was done because I know that we need something before that information that we can get from the gurus who I've studied, who the Courage Coaches studied. You name them. Robert Kiyosaki, you name them. Just go on and on and on. Anthony Robbins, you name them. You name them. See, that's the general information that they give to everybody. And you always have a few of us that can do, extremely well with that information. But what about the rest of us? It's that requisite knowledge that we're missing. And that's what I found out. And that's what we know to be the fact. Those of us in the Nation of Islam, for our people, we have to have that requisite knowledge, the knowledge of self. And then we can take what I call and make a distinction between, you hear about financial literacy. We need that. But what's the requisite knowledge? What's the requisite that we need prior to financial literacy? I say it's financial consciousness. Consciousness means to being aware of your surroundings. Situational awareness, they call it, Courage Coach. They call it, in the police vernacular, in the martial arts, in the self-defense vernacular, right? We have to have a conscious awareness of your environment. Because what good is it, brothers and sisters, for us to have financial literacy, but we don't understand the financial environment that we're in to best execute our financial literacy? Because you got to execute it somewhere. You got to apply it somewhere. But if we, as Black people, have a financial consciousness, then we can see and look in our surroundings and see, wow, okay, now I see things as they are. There's money everywhere. Oh, now I can see what effect. See, a lot of times, Courage Coach, we look at politics, we scratch our head and don't understand why things are the way they are. We look at our educational system and scratch our heads and we wonder why things. We look at our culture, our music. But once you have a financial consciousness, because we live in a financial environment here in America, this is a more of a financial environment than anywhere else, I would say, in the world. Why else would people come here from around the world? For the promise of freedom, right? So we'll be able to see now, okay. So there's money over there. There's folks over there in that area over there, Coach, in that part of society. Okay, I can't play over there. I don't have that kind of money, but I have a financial consciousness now, awareness to see. See, so now when we watch TV, now when we watch the politics, now when we hear, right, that it was the mega donors that started complaining about Biden. See, if you don't have a financial consciousness, you have a financial literacy. You know about credit, you know about investments, you know about debt, all these things are good now. But without financial consciousness, you won't be able to peep the game that's being played right in your face, right in our faces, brothers and sisters. Donors, how they putting pressure on Biden? I can't put no pressure on Biden. You can't put no pressure on Biden. Those that get given to his campaign who voted for him. How these donors have, how they have so much leverage? All on the news. You heard like I heard, if you watched it. But when you have financial consciousness, things appear a whole lot clearer, as Jesus said. Wipe your eyes with this spittle. Now go in there in that land and tell me what you see now. I see men as they are. I see money as it is. I see money, what money is really being used for. And it's far better than, far more than you and I making sure I'm good. You good until you're not good. It's because we're not playing the money game to win and dominate. So, brothers and sisters, so you got to understand, right? And it's my job, Courage Coach's job, right? To share, to peep game. Just like our leader, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he goes to the mountaintop and tell it. Oh, I'm going to tell. This is the plan of the enemy. This is the plan of American government. This is the plan of Netanyahu. So we, those of us who have this inside knowledge, you, brothers and sisters, if you have that inside knowledge, God didn't give it to you so you can hoard it for yourself. There's enough of the folks in our community doing that. He wants you to go out and share it, but it has to be inside knowledge now. It's not regurgitate and just painting something black that we get from the masses. There's something that we need before this, ooh, crypto, ooh, forex, ooh, options, ooh, futures, ooh, real estate. And I'm a real estate man. Ooh, network marketing. Ooh, start your own business. Ooh, start a trucking company. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's something for us, children of slaves, ex-slaves. It's something that we need before that in order to come back to that and maximize it. Now we know what to do with the money. Because what is happening, brothers and sisters, we're playing checkers on a chessboard. And let that sit. The chessboard and the checkerboard looks exactly the same. So you and I, we see the same thing. It looks the same to everybody. But some got checker pieces because they're not winning. They're not playing to win and dominate. And those that are winning and dominate, playing with chess pieces. That's why on the cover of my book, you see a chess piece on top of gold coin. Gold, not this old fiat money. It ain't worth nothing. Even a piece is gold. All right. So let's talk about tonight's subject. And then we can bring the Courage Coach back in. You know what I'm saying? That was just a warm-up for him, right? That's just a warm-up for him. And we'll get this technical stuff out the way, man. We just gonna keep on pushing. We ain't gonna let the technical stop. As long as you can hear from one of us. As long as you can hear from one of us, that's good enough. Because we both come capable, competent to talk about what we talk. We invite you here to talk about what we know that you need. So get this book, brothers and sisters. Get this book. There's so much I can tell you, but you got to get this book. Now, once you go to their website, you log in. Once we get to 100, we're going to have a special private Zoom where you can ask me questions. What do you mean on page 150? What do you mean on page 30? You said this, brother, I don't get it. What do you mean? Can you expound on that? Everything that the coach and I do moving forward is going to be expounding on this concept. But it's for certain few, because it don't take a whole lot of people. Right? To win and dominate is not a mass movement. That's why you don't find a lot of people winning and dominating. It's not a mass movement. It's for the few. Many are called, but very, 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 very few are chosen. Right? So we're just looking for the few. Like the Marines, right? We're just looking for the few that'll take over enemy territory. Right? So, brothers and sisters, so we're talking about in the first part of this book, in previous episode, we talk about the pillars. The pillars. Start off with your pillars. Start off with your coach. He tell you about his project, man. That brother, man, I can't wait to go to Georgia. Man, I'm gonna come down there with my mosquito spray, coach, right? And we gonna do the darn thing, man. Right? Right out there on some land, man. He building this structure from the ground up. You don't hear what I'm saying. See, we got to build ourselves from the ground up. See, we trying to start up here. How you going to start up here when you need a negative number? Right? How you gonna start it? So in the book, we talk about the pillars, the four pillars. Go back to the previous episode. Pillar number one is income. Gotta have something to work with. And you gotta have enough to work with. Pillar number two is what? Expenses. Brothers and sisters of each other. Right? Number three is what? Credit. Brothers and sisters, credit is debt. Credit, debt, credit, debt. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, debt is slavery. That is absolutely correct, true. Right? Now, tonight we're going to talk about the fourth one. And oh, brothers and sisters, this is big. Hold on tight, because we're going to cover it. I'm not going to details. I go in more details in my book. We're going to go into more detail and strategies for those that sign up and get the free gifts, buy the book, and move on. Right? We're going to reward those that invest in themselves. If you think you buying a book from me, you really invested in yourself. That's what we have to understand. And how much you invest in yourself, brothers and sisters, is based on how you feel about yourself. Coach can cover this. We're going to cover all of this in private meetings. How much you are willing to invest in yourself is a direct relationship to your self-worth. You didn't hear me. You ain't gonna invest $20 if you don't think you're worth $20. That's why people buy big mansions. They can, number one, and they feel that they're worthy of it. See, it has nothing to do with this superficial stuff we talking about. Those are still checker players now. They just got a couple of kings on the board now. Because they went and got the bag and came back, so put a king on it. Cool. I went on the other end and got me another bag, come back, put me another king. Chess players start with king, a queen. They start with an army. Right? Rook, a knight. What else, coach? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be somebody like that? Unless you got some superior knowledge, superior wisdom, and you got something or someone backing you that tilts the odds in your favor. All right, and that's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about right here, brothers and sisters. This is what they don't want you to know. We got a program coming out. Call that 19 Secrets, what they don't want you to know. Here's what they don't want you to know. They don't want us to know. They want us to get caught up in that other stuff. But I'm here, Courage Code here. There's others now. But God brought you here. You might say by accident. You might say by coincidence. But that's never how God operates. We'll talk about that more in some private calls. That's the law of attraction, Courage Coach. That's metaphysics, Courage Coach. See, with mindset coaches like, see, let me tell you something about your Courage Coach. See, he's a mindset coach. You talked about that last episode. Mindset. Get your mind. See, that's what I'm saying? And that's what this book is about. This book is about getting your mindset. It's about wiping the scales off your eyes, so now you can look, so you would look out the window. Now when you're watching the news, you'd be like, you're watching this presidential drama. Now you look at it and say, oh, I see. Oh, I got it. Oh, now you start seeing the money. Now you start seeing what's really going on. So the fourth principle, brothers, is the fourth pillar. It's powerful. Oh, this is it right here. Income, that's good. Expenses, that's good. Credit, that's good. Debt, that's good. This one right here, Courage Coach, this is what make or break people. This will determine how hard you work to get your chip down on the board, in the game, in the money game, to win it down. It determines how fast you get there, how hard you have to work. And you hear it, like you say, financial awareness. You can hear it from the politicians. You can hear it. We're not going to tax chips. Pillar number 4 is taxes. Uncle Sam. It's taxes, brothers and sisters. That is something that it changes. Tax laws change But I'm here to give you game, brothers and sisters. And I talk about it. Make Uncle Sam your friend. Right? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said in the back of the Final Call newspaper, what we want, what we believe, what we want to be exempt from all taxation. He giving them a chance to be saved. But he know that they're not going to give us that. 7 states or whatever it was. He know that they're not going to give us that. But he giving them a chance. God is merciful. His servant is merciful, even to those that don't deserve any mercy. So you can't say he wasn't fair. But here's the thing I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, nothing stops you and I from following the same tax laws that Microsoft follows, Apple follows, Warren Buffett follows. See, once you have a financial awareness, things will start coming to you. Because now your regulatory, what is it called? RAS in your mind, right? Where you start seeing things because you put it on your radar, the car that you like, that you see on the road now. Reactatory, what is it called, Coach? I forgot. But anyway, so it starts coming to you now. You didn't see it before because your mind's eye wasn't on it. It wasn't on it, brothers and sisters. So they're not going to give it to you. So stop trying to complain and Coach said 80% on the solution. You're right. 20% on the problem. That's what it should be. So what's the solution? How Warren Buffett paying less in percentage of taxes than his secretary? Percentage. Secretary. Nothing stops you and I from going on the search engines. Are you there? Okay. I think we're still here. On this other end, we got disconnected. So anyway, nothing stops you, brothers and sisters, from taking advantage of the same laws that the big companies take advantage of. You just need to know how. We're going to share that with you later on, not on the broadcast, but for those that get on the program, for those that get on and join with us, right? And go down this journey and travel this road with us. Nothing stops you and I from doing that. Nothing stops you and I from getting an LLC. Nothing stops you and I from getting a living trust. Nothing stops you and I from learning how to use infinite banking and trusts and all kind of. Nothing stops you and I. Nothing. Nothing stops us but us and knowledge and fear. See, so let's make it. We got to get out of doing things the Negro way, right? Not gonna report your income and lie here and lie there. See, that's just gonna get you in trouble. That's gonna get you and I in trouble. They're gonna come. They're gonna come because they're looking. I say in the book, I asked the question, brother. So I said, when the government of the United States cannot get the mafia, so a lot of us like Scarface, Godfather, right? And Goodfellas, right? When they can't get the mafia on racketeering and all this other stuff, what can they almost guarantee to get them on? Taxes. Taxes. Taxes is a catch-all. See, so I said to say they're going to come after you. Be prepared. Don't be doom there. Be prepared. But the bottom line is, brothers and sisters, we can use these same tools and let us force their hand. Let enough of us use the tax laws to make them change. But by that time, we would have built generational wealth for us and our family. Because that's what it's really about. Right? So that's what it's really about. So let's do like they do. Let's set up and structure our business. Our business, our personal finance is a business. Set it up like a business. So we can do like they do. They travel, it gets a write-off because it's business, and do business now. I'm not telling you don't do no business and lie and say you're doing, but you don't have to lie once you learn how to do it legal. You don't have to lie. And when you're doing it the righteous way, then you got your receipts. You got your proof. So you ain't afraid. If you living clean, you ain't never afraid when authorities show up. See, so taxes, and there's federal taxes. We all pay federal. Depending on what state you live in, you pay state tax. But what we don't realize, as Robert Kiyosaki teaches us, right, is that you have taxes when you go to the grocery store. That's sales tax. You have taxes when you go to the gas pump. There's taxes there. You look on your cell phone bill, it's PUC fees. That's a tax. On these toll roads, that's a tax. Your registration on your car, and coach example is motorcycle. That's a tax. These are all taxes. See, once you have a financial consciousness, then you'll start understanding what the Republicans are saying. Get the government out of our pockets. They just gonna tax us to death because they need all this. They need more money for these programs. No. I can do better with my money than what the government can do. See, you got to understand the mentality. And I'm with them now. I'm with them. Because the government gonna waste your money. I mean, waste it. I talk about that in this book. Right? They say you can't complain if you don't vote. That's a lie. That's a damn lie. But I talk about that. We'll talk about it later on. That's for another broadcast. So taxes. We are taxed to death. Tax robs you. Robert Kiyosaki say robs you out of 60% of your income is taken in various different taxes. Taxes. So you'd imagine if you can capture and keep 20% of that, what you can do, how much more money you can have, not to buy, have to invest. We're going to talk about all of these things, but it's later on. It's for those that want it. You don't, we say in the nation, courage, you don't feed a baby meat. First come in the nation, right? We so excited, we feeding a baby meat. Baby can't chew the meat, choking on the meat, wonder why the baby ain't come back to the mom because he at home trying to recuperate. He feel bad. His stomach ain't even mature enough to digest no meat. Now he at home constipated or whatever the case may be, digestion or whatever. Because we're trying to feed him meat. Right? This is a public broadcast to give you milk. Right? So you can digest it and it can nourish your body. And then you can feel good. Right? It feel good all the way down. No complications, no problems. So you say, I want more of that. Right? I'm going to go and sign up over to the money game. So Black people can win and dominate. Right? So I can win and dominate. So we go into more details. So taxes, I'm just telling you. If there's any game you want to know how to beat and win and dominate in, is that area of taxes. You're going to pay some tax anyway. I mean, you have to pay taxes, gas pump, you have to pay sales tax, your registration, you have to pay taxes. But see, even that can be a write-off. Even that you're going to have the government pay for some of it. Taxes. Pillar number 4 is taxes. That is, and I talk about it later on in the book, the 3 enemies. Taxes. It's the government. It's the government. That's why they beat the government. They don't want to give the government all this money so they can send it to Ukraine. See, we complain, no more money Ukraine. Okay. Well, we can't force them, the politicians, because we don't understand how the money game is played by other people to win and dominate. So we have no clue of what's really going on. Okay. Then number 2, we giving them money. We're giving them the money. It's out of our hands. It's out of our control. Once you release it, it's out of your control. That ain't the time to not talk about what you want that money to do for you. No, that has to happen while you still got control over it, while you still have it in your hands. But once you release it, you relinquish the power of that money, of that dollar. See, that's financial consciousness, not literacy. You'll have all this money and give it to your opposer. You have get all this money and you give it to your enemy because you don't have a financial consciousness. You're not aware of where once you release it, where does it go in society? Who gets it? Who has it? And what are they doing with it? See, that's consciousness. That's consciousness. We are blind. We are blind. So we're here just to give you game. So you can look at things differently. Look at them as they are, not as you want them to be, not as they should be, not this old, grandiose, ooh, what happened, what if. Stop living on the promises of other people. Live off your own promise. What do you promise yourself? See, the Courage Coach will help us all. Because see, what you got to understand, brothers and sisters, the Courage Coach knows this. He and I talked about it many times before. The more the teacher teaches, the more the teacher learns. It's your first time hearing this, some of y'all, but it's the 1,000th time me hearing it from myself. The more the teacher teaches, the more the teacher learns, right? So brothers and sisters, put some notes in there, and Facebook and YouTube. We want to hear from you. I'm telling you, you're not, no matter how many streams, these kind of videos you watch, live streams you watch, you see, until you lace up your cleats and get out there on the field, you fooling yourself. You're practicing self-delusion. And that's the worst kind of delusion. It's when you delude yourself, when you fake yourself out. Oh, I'm on it. And then you regurgitate what you heard, right? And those that play chess, what do they say? Where's that? What you've done with it? What have you talking all that stuff? But show me what you got. Show me what you're working with, right? Show me what you got. Oh, I see. Well, I'm just, as soon as I finish doing this, as soon as I'm dealing with this right now. As soon as I'm done. See, we see playing checkers, talking chess, playing checkers. But time out for that. I'm here to let you know, brothers and sisters, there's a way out. The Courage Coach and I are here to let you know that only reason why you stay where you are, guess what? Because you want to stay where you are. And if that's the case, Jesus can't help you. If that's the case, Muhammad can't help you. If that's the case, Moses can't help you. Eckhart Tolle can't help you, whatever his name is. None of these folks, New Thought and Day, none of them can help you. Meditation can't help you. None of that stuff can help you. Sad to tell you. See, it's about telling the truth. Because we waste a lot of time with lies. And part of, putting your own game is to tell you the truth. Is to tell you the truth. To expose the enemy and his lies. Right? So now you can make the decisions on your own. Right? To make the decision on your own on what you should do. Brothers and sisters, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we're going to give you an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is. So we can actually participate in this process. So you can participate in this process. Right? Because this is the money game. So you and I can win and dominate. So we'll be right back after this break. All right, are y'all back? You back? Where we at? I think we got the Courage Coach. Is that the Courage Ghost? Where we at, brothers and sisters? I am happy. You coming back, you see there at the bottom, support the Money Game Show via Cash App. You got to put your money where your mouth is, sisters, brothers and sisters. Stop being so cynical. I'm going to look up that word, Coach. Stop being so cynical. I knew it was about money. Yeah, welcome to America. It's always about money. See, that's the financial consciousness I'm talking about. How you bewildered that it's about money. Oh, they want me to give. But you just think you're going to take all your life? You do that as a child when you're growing and developing. Then once you mature and reach a certain age, now it's time for you to pay back. From all those years that you were growing up, doing nothing but taking for what somebody else has set up. See, that's what I'm saying. We have to have a consciousness. A consciousness. A consciousness. Then we can make better decisions. Courage Coach, you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, what's going on now? We talking about taxes.
Oh, we talking about taxes.
What's the mindset we gotta have, Coach? Tell us what we need to.
Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you all for joining us on the broadcast, The Money Game, how Black people win and dominate. Brother Daryl, I thank you for making this one of the fourth, idea, concept, or pillar, or strategy out of the book. One of the things that, when we first started talking about it, and I saw that part as the fourth item, taxation or taxes, I thought to myself how powerful that was and is. Now, I want to start like this. For those of you who may be registered members of the Nation of Islam, because you're viewing it through the Closing the Gap network, those who may not, you're going to get this principle. It's going to be a concept you're going to love. For those of you who are registered members of the Nation of Islam, we know we teach and we should believe and implement freedom, justice, and equality, right? Those three things: freedom, justice, and equality. Okay, so keep that in mind. Everybody, freedom, justice, and equality. But all of you being here in the United States of America, we all have heard the term taxation without representation is tyranny. I'm going to say it again. Taxation without representation is tyranny. We're going to deal with a mindset here. Now watch this now. In the Bible, if you ever read the Bible, I'm not going to go all deep into it. I'm not going to go, here's some second this, and I'm not going to go that deep. And I'm just saying, there was a conversation being had with the Jesus and as it relates to taxation and monies and things like that. And he said to those who were around, said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. He said, whose face is on the money? Who's on the money? He said, well, that's Caesar's face. He said, well, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, right? Justice. Justice, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan says, is a system of fair dealing. A system of fair dealing. Here's where I'm going with this, brothers and sisters. I want to ask you this. It relates to taxation. Are you just to yourself? Are you practicing a system of fair dealing with yourself and others? Are you willing to render unto your personal Caesar what is Caesar's? Caesar just is a title. It's not a name. It's a title, meaning the person who was a ruler over a particular region. Who's the ruler in your life? What's the ruler in your household? Are you actually in charge? Are you the head of your home? Are you rendering to Caesar what is Caesar's? Watch what I mean by this. A lot of us feel taxed. Right? The phone bill's coming, right? The cell phone bills are coming. It's $100, $200, $300. The light bill comes. It's some people it's $200, $300, $400, $500. The car note shows up. The insurance payments due, right? Health insurance payments are due. This payment, that pay, all these things are coming in, and it's taxing you. It's taxing you. And some people create their own unjust situations by buying and consuming more than they have the financial ability to handle. So you actually add to the taxing situation by buying a big TV on credit, bought a car more than you actually could afford. Hello? You got the extra super premium package on your cell phone because you want all the bells and whistles with the hotspot, even though you got Wi-Fi you're paying for at the house. Ooh, taxing, right? Very taxing. But are you practicing justice? Because see, you're being free. You say, well, coach, I can do what I want to do. I'm grown. You are absolutely right. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do. That's the freedom part. But are you being just? In our prayers, we turn ourselves to Allah being unjust. I'm greatly unjust to myself. I've been greatly unjust because I've been taxing myself not in the right way. Because if I'm really taxing myself in the right way, I will be consciously practicing the money game and putting money aside, rendering unto Caesar my personal life, what belongs in my destiny, what belongs in my future. See, our families are counting on us. If we really believe in freedom, justice, and equality, then I say, you know what? I want to be just to myself and others. I want to practice equality. I want everybody to feel safe and taken care of and provided for. So what I do, I have to be a good steward of the money. Yes, we have to render unto their Caesar what is theirs. We live in a society that has to keep running. Let's not pretend that that's not also what it is about too. We can say, oh, we don't want to give them nothing. We don't want to get, well, we live in this, we want the roads to be right, don't we? Well, then I'm going to make sure I'm going down and paying the registration on the car because I want to drive on smoother roads. Well, I want stoplights at the right places and stop signs. And somebody got to put them signs out. They got to pay people to put those signs out, make the sign. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to happen that us paying taxes goes to. So we're not gonna over dramatize it and make it seem like, oh, it's something that's just so unjust and illegal and nothing like that. We're not saying that, because even if you have your own environment, you should be putting something aside. You should be taxing yourself. You say 10%, right? That's tithing. They call it tithing. Is it a coincidence? It starts with a T. They call it a tithe. Well, you want to put something to the side for the God of your life is saying, you know what, we want to keep this rolling. I gotta put a driveway in. I gotta get a fresh gravel and maybe some asphalt for my driveway. Well, I can't just spend all my money and say, oh well, and complain that I need a driveway here on this land. No, I gotta tax myself. I say, well, for everything I bring in, a percentage of that has to go to roads. A percentage of that has to go to development. A percentage of that has to go to waterways. A percentage that has to go to infrastructure, meaning electricity and wiring and piping and all those things. That's taxation, brothers and sisters. So don't try to run away from it. Learn how to play it to where your money is going in the maximum amounts in the most critical areas, so you're not giving unnecessarily to areas that are wasteful. So you're taxing yourself by getting that big oversized TV that you really don't need because you're sitting there watching it or doing your quote downtime. Or you got the ultra premium package on your cell phone with all the bells and whistles and all that stuff, but you don't use most of those features and services, right? You're taxing yourself. You're being unjust, though, to your future. So taxes are a critical component of our everyday lives, whether it be in the dominant society that we currently operate in or in our own personal environments. You have to, we must be okay and get excited about taxes. You say, oh, he got to be, you kidding me. I don't like paying no taxes. I don't like paying no taxes. But they're necessary. You can't get away from it. Can you imagine if nobody had to pay for nothing? Everybody just go for self. Okay, who gonna fix the road? So when you driving down all this bumpiness and all that stuff, what you gonna get out there and do it yourself? And nobody's gonna pay you. How much of it you gonna do? Where you gonna get the asphalt from? Where you gonna get the machinery from? And how much road you gonna lay by yourself? And then when somebody come along and they being reckless and a semi over a certain amount of pounds is going through and tearing it all up, who gets to pay for that? That's taxes. What about we need a new bridge over here because water keep washing this out? We need to build a bridge over the top of that. Where that money come from? We hope everybody band together. Well, some people don't say, I don't want to do that. I don't think we need a bridge. I don't have to go that way. You see how that could get a little dicey. So as it relates to us winning and dominating and playing the money game, how to win and dominate, we have to be okay with paying taxes, both in our dominant society environment and also in our own personal, private lives. Render unto who's in charge what belongs to them. We don't deny anybody what they're justly due. Nobody. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Right? If they're paying you, you give them what you signed up for. If you're supposed to be the one working the forklift, you work the forklift. You do a good job using the forklift. You get the money that was promised. You keep going. You come back, you do it again. You give them all 8 hours, and they give you the money for the 8 hours. Fair exchange, no robbery. I'm rendering unto the company what belongs to the company, good quality service. And in exchange, they should give me the agreed upon sum for doing that service. That's fair exchange. That's justice. I want you to work on being just in your life and paying you like you pay them. You got to pay them. But in your mind, do you think I got to pay me too? That's something that we're going to go into in depth. When you get locked in, get dialed in, get the book, get signed up. And when we start going into it and we get into the coaching, that next level stuff, we're going to walk you through this step by step to help you get your mind locked in to where it won't matter. You won't even think about it. And I'll leave you like this, you all. Many, many years ago, one of my associates was having a weekend event at his house. It was a speaker's boot camp he wanted to do. It was like a Saturday and Sunday event, 2 days. And it was $5,000 for these 2 days at his house, right? He picked me up from the airport, right? I stayed at his house. He even paid for dinner. $5,000 to spend with him at his house, right? I was willing to invest that, right? That's taxation for me. That was the taxes. That was the money I was willing to, I knew I had to pay for access to the information I knew I needed. He had already laid down a roadmap. He had already been down the roads. He knew where all the turns were, the stops and the pitfalls. So I said, well, if I want access to that level of GPS-ness, right, or where all the roads are and all the stop points and where to fuel up and all those things and who to fuel up from, I want to go ahead and pay that. I invested that in my life because I'm willing to tax me in an empowering way. Not frivolous, not wasteful like some of the government things where they'll spend, $5,000 for a screwdriver, knowing darn well you can go down to Harbor Freight and get a $3, $5 screwdriver. Stop playing. I know the government didn't spend that much money on screwdriver. Go shop at Harbor Freight like me then. See, you see how that is? That's wasteful. So we want to make sure we're paying our taxes to the dominant society government, and we're also paying our taxes in ourselves, but we're not being wasteful on either side. All right? Lock that in your minds. Start looking at your life and seeing how you are taxing yourself. Are you taxing and being a tyrant? Or are you taxing because you know that in order for us to have a great life, a great infrastructure, and go forward into the future and build our personal lives? I can hear you. Personal lives that you have to give some money to you. All right. I thank you all for listening to the few words from me. I hope something I shared helps you in some kind of way. We'll swing it back over to Brother Daryl. I am your Courage Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you, Courage Coach. We were in the back here just working on some technical things to keep the show moving forward now. Taxation. See what Coach shared with you about the roads and everything. That comes from awareness, financial consciousness. See, if not, you'll be very cynical, right? You'll be very cynical. Who gonna pay for the police? Right? See, you don't want to be cynical, right? You don't want to be cynical. And that's why you have to understand, brothers and sisters, they don't want too many, they can't afford to have too many people learn how to play the money game to win and dominate playing chess and not playing checkers, because then who won't pay the taxes? See, that's why
No,
this is not common knowledge. This is why we put you on game. Because if too many of us start lowering down our tax bills, then how they gonna get paid? What the politician gonna go travel on? How they gonna pay their staff? See, what about the police? See, then they have to change the laws if too many people doing it. But see, but what happens is, check this out. What happens is the few that know these things really keep it to themselves in a select few. That's why over the past 20, 30 years, what? 5% of the richest people control 90% of the wealth. Why? Because we just scratched the surface, right? Because they keep this information amongst themselves and the few hands select. But in the information age we're living in, too many of us are down below that they don't control, is not their handpicked. We're starting to learn these things, infinite banking, learn these things that's going to actually take money out of their pockets, right? So we have to understand. So we want society. We like to say, you want good roads, you want police, you want fire, ambulance, right? So you do want to pay your fair share, right? But you want everybody else to pay their fair share too. Because that's the way you make it work, and that's how it goes around. See, so once you have that financial awareness, consciousness, you'll start right then. You can say to what extent you want to participate, right? You take the power away from them, from taxing all your stuff. No, you said no. I'm gonna write off a lot of this stuff, right? And I'll give you just what I want you to have. And then on the other end, brothers, I talk about in the book as we conclude here and talk about our coaching program, is that you have to understand who are the tax laws written for. All you got to do is don't know who is written for, who is designed to favor the most, and then you just become one of those people. That has nothing to do with your political belief, has nothing to do with your religious belief, it has nothing to do with morality. I'm just letting you know, so you want the voices in your head won't start, yeah, but see, no, because no, I'm telling you. A wise person learns from the experience of others. I'm telling you. Courage Coach is telling you. So either you trust us or don't. If you trust us, then you lean on our word. Right? You lean on our word. So they reward certain kind of people. So you be those kind of people. We're gonna talk about that later. Right? We'll talk about that. And the government should reward those that are contributing back into society. That's providing jobs. See, when you're an employee, you're supposed to pay the most amount of taxes. You ain't providing no job. Once again, see, you taking from. See, just for you and your family. Make sure y'all good. Y'all taken care of. Right? You good, I'm good. So why should the government reward you for that? You're a consumer. They're going to reward those that produce, those that provide jobs, those that contribute to charity, those that contribute to higher education institutions of higher learning. See what I'm saying? Those. You and I don't, common people don't do that. So they'll give you write-off for donating to the whales. But they won't give you and I write-offs for spending money as a consumer. See? So as I say, don't beat them. You can't beat them, so join them. It's legal. You're doing it legal. Brothers and sisters, if you like what you heard tonight, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that all for notification. Go to that website. You see it right there. Contribute to the money game. So black people can win and dominate. You see that, closing the gap. Contribute there. If you're going to give $20, give 10 and 10. Right? Give 10 and 10. That's what you do. Give 10 and 10. There's our link right there. Cash App, $TMG show. Right? And there's the one for, where's the one for? There you go. Write these down, brothers and sisters. Come back. Tell a friend. You never win and dominate being selfish. That's not possible. So if you like what you heard, brothers and sisters, here's what we're going to do. We want to offer you something very, very, very special. Coach and I are going to put it together for those that want in the school. We'll talk about it in about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna go. Right? Because I've been in sales all my life, coach, you have too. Right? You only sell to a certain point. Right? You only put so much investment energy into selling a product or service. Because who it's for, you don't have to do a whole lot of selling. And you can never sell it good enough for the person that doesn't need it.
Brother Daryl, hold on. Your microphone sounds very tiny right now. So it sounds like you're talking to a can.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if something just switched.
Oh, let me see. Is that better?
No, but just speak up a little more. It sounds very hollow.
Let me do this. Is that better?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was saying, brothers and sisters, we put together something very special for you. You see it at the bottom of the screen. The coach and I said, you know what? There's always people that want to go to the next level, then the level after that, then the level after that, then the level after that. So we put together a coaching program. You see it right there, down there, a live coaching program. Go to that website. It's not for the curious, it's for the serious. This platform is for the curious, right? That's more than those that are serious. You go to the moneygamebook.com. Those that's even more serious at another level, right? You go to and you join and you sign up. And once we get to at least 40 to 50 signed up people, raise their hand, say, I'm interested in the coaching program, then we're going to have a special Zoom going over the coaching program. So you'll know what to expect, what not to expect, right? And it will be an investment in yourself, not in us. We already got it. In yourself. Because see, the thing that coach knows even more than I do, right? What coach knows the difference is not the information, right? The difference is not how hard you grind. That's overrated. It's not, who you know, even though that helps. It's not who knows you, that's even better. But it's really having a coach. It's really who's there that can hold you accountable. Who's there that can save you time? Who's there that has your best interests at heart? Who's there that can give you encouragement when you need it? Who's there that has enough faith in you when you don't have any faith in yourself? Who's that? That's a coach. It's not even a mentor. That's a coach. And if you want to get beyond mediocrity, if you want to get beyond average, if you want to just be all you can be, that God has made, you don't know what your capacity is until you strive for it, and until you press it, until you take advantage of the things and people and the places and the experiences that God has given you, put in your pathway, that you've experienced all as lessons and stepping stones to get where you need, where He wants you to go, not where you want to go. That's always less than where He wants you. Because you never can exceed past where He wants you to go, but you got to see where that is. You have to see where that is. So this coaching program, brothers and sisters, is for a few. 40 sign up. Out of that 40, we expect 10 to say, I'm in, let's go. This is what I need. This is what I've been waiting on. My spirit resonates with your spirit. And we're going to talk about that too, see? Because it's more, especially us as Black people, it has to be more than just knowledge. It has to be more than just the trophies in the background or accomplishment. It got to be spiritual. We're the most spiritual in tune human beings on the planet. And we don't use it to the capacity that we should. And that's to make important life-changing decisions. So, Coach, share with them a little bit about the coaching program, since that's your forte. Let them know what they can expect, and then we can close out and call it a night.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Daryl. And one of the things you all, I really want you to grasp and understand is that This is not like any other coaching program you've probably ever heard of or maybe even been a part of. Um, we're going to hold your hand, but in a different kind of way. We believe in holding your hand like you hold a child's hand when they're learning how to walk. We're okay with you falling down in an environment where you can be watched and make sure you're not going to harm yourself beyond repair. We want you to skin your knee a little bit. And we want you to fall down and bump an elbow or something, right? Nothing that's going to take you out the game, no. But we're going to hold your hand in such a way that you develop your own muscles in your own legs, right? Your own mental muscle. We're going to walk you through it, but we're going to help you see it. One thing that I love, among many things, but one that Minister Farrakhan did for us, and the minister, for those of you that don't know this, I know this because of what I've been blessed to do over the years, is the minister is the only person I've ever known in my entire life that can speak for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours nonstop and speak in near perfect English. It is insanity. Near perfect English, right? Just boom, boom. I mean, you might have to maybe adjust 1 or 2 things in a 4 or 5 hour lecture, but that's it. That's all. Everything else is perfect, pristine, right? Because he has a methodology in a way, and he's mastered this language, right? And so one thing I love that the minister's done, because he's helped us put things in that fine language that he knows. Oh my goodness, it's so powerful that the Elijah Muhammad said that to him, right? And so he always breaks down words and gives us the etymology of words and goes to the root of things. So we unlocked education. Now we think that education is what this current society has done, which is actually they do rote memory, right? Whereas you go over a bunch of times and you memorize it, right? But true education, he went through the Latin root of educere, which means to extract, to bring out what's already within. That's kind of like the Montessori concept, right? We're going to pull out what's already within. So we already believe you have a lot of the components and methods and things inside, and our job as coaches is to start to extract those things that's already within. We don't want to put information in per se. We're going to give you some concepts and strategies, but we want to extract out of you based on your unique way of doing things, your unique mind, your unique experiences and life stuff, because that makes you you. You're not going to approach doing a computer business the same way Bill Gates did his computer business, or the way Steve Jobs did. You're going to do it based on your unique upbringing and things you've seen and heard and witnessed and felt in your life, and you're going to put it in your way. So what we want to do is we're going to walk you through it in such a way to where you develop the mental, emotional, moral, and business muscle to where you feel confident when you tell mama, put me down, let me down. You don't pick me up no more. I got it. Slow down, quit running in my house, mama said. Because once you feel confident, you booking, you going, you climbing, you reaching, you hopping, you skipping, stop all that. They're trying to slow you down. When you was just laying there flopping on your tummy, you roll over a little bit. Oh, look at the baby roll over. And then you fell down, you cried, and you want somebody to pick you up. And if you had a good parent, people around you to say, no, I'm picking you up. You better learn how to walk. Oh, come on, I help you up. But I'm not going to hold you up. So what we want to do with this coaching program, we're going to walk you through a series of steps, right? It's going to be systemized way where we're going to get the mindset and the application, the practical, right? We believe in practical application, Islam and business, practical application. We're going to give you a bunch of theories. We're going to give you these concepts that you can apply, and it'll become commonplace for you. Say, that's just my method. That's my way. That's how I get down, we like to say, right? So we're going to give you these tools. We're going to give you these things, but we're going to hold your hand in an empowered way that you develop all the muscles you need. So that way, when you out there running and you running these businesses, you doing your thing, you feel confident. You say, yes, I'm happy for my coaches. Thank you to my coaches, but they didn't do it for me. You ain't gonna say all praise due to brother Assad and brother Daryl. You don't say that. But no. You're gonna say all praise is due to Allah of self, that I had enough in me to one, take the action, take the concepts, and they gave me enough room to develop my own muscles. So when I'm sprinting, I'm doing it with confidence, knowing I got this, and I can come back for a refresher if I need to. So that's what it is. It's going to be something that's going to be life transforming. We have some others that we've been able to coach over the years, brother Daryl, that have gotten great successes, and we're going to bring some of these people on that we touched earlier in their journey. Now they out there just doing big things, and
That's
so
right.
we want to see some of those people and hear what they have to say about some of those early formative years when Black Wealth Empowerment were touching souls, and we did it and didn't ask anybody for anything but to share the stream. So we already gave away that aspect of it. Now we want to give you the next level, and you deserve to invest in yourself to go to those next levels.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Courage Coach. That's right, brothers and sisters. So make sure you join. You see it right there on the screen. But here's the thing. I mean, it's gonna get good now. It's gonna, like the coach said, it's gonna be, you're gonna scrape up your knees now, right? And one of the requirements is gonna be, I don't know, I'll talk to the coach about it. Maybe we'll do it now. You have to bring somebody. You have to bring somebody. You can't come unless you bring somebody. I don't mean just on name. I mean, we got to see faces, right? They got to fill out the application that we're going to have, right? We ain't playing no games now because, we only live this life once. And if the coach and I going to take time out of our life, then you should have that same attitude. You shouldn't want nobody waste your time, friend, family members, coach. No, it don't matter. Your time is the most valuable thing you have, brothers and sisters. Far more valuable than money. You live long enough, you have whatever amount of money you want, right? If you can live long enough, right? You can crawl from here to Chicago. You can crawl if you can live long enough to crawl. Take that long to get there, but you can get there, right? So bring somebody. Start now. It starts with this stream. Like I say, inviting people, right? Getting them to, hey man, it's back on again. Right? Oh man, it's back on again. Come on, man. Let's see what you don't know, or may not know, I should say, that you're putting together your team. See, so often you hear Black folks say invited to the seat at the table, seat at the table. See, that's playing checkers. Playing chess, I'm gonna create my own table. At the table, sit at the table, yeah, they just got one chair. That's why so often is one represent all of us. Kamala representing the Black women. That's because we ain't trying to create our own table. I don't know what they doing over there at that table. We sit over here. We over here doing some things. See, awareness, consciousness, being aware of your environment. Then you'll stop falling for the okie doke, brothers. We're going to help you on this coaching call. And we'll tell you more in detail, but just know one of the requirements is don't come by yourself. They got to be a legitimate person. They got to be about this. They're going to fill out the application. If they don't pass, but you pass, you're going to get you another person. Because see, what you don't know, and let me whisper and tell you. See, me and the Courage Coach, we working on something huge. We working on something that's only going to be for 2-3 people. Like Coach said, how many people went to that $5,000 program? See, what we going to help you to understand, a lot of times the price is there to eliminate people that ain't serious. You eliminate yourself. So that's where we going with this. And we just need 2, 3, 4 people. Muhammad Elijah Muhammad said, if I had 10 like Farrakhan, 10, take over the whole country. Damn. Right? We don't need to take over the whole country. We need to take over territories. Oh, I'm saying too much. I don't want to scare nobody, Courage Coach. So you just go to that program, bit.ly, bit.ly/TMG coach. and just sign up right now. You get 40 to 50 people, then you'll get email from up saying, here, show up at this place, this time. Well, you gonna have a replay? No, coach. When you enroll at a university, this is their schedule of classes. These are the time and days. If you can't make it, I get it. You just can't make it. You don't call up to the registrar and talk about, can you change me from Thursday at 6 o'clock to 6:30 because I won't get off of work? What they gonna tell you? No. Either you can make it or you can't, and it's okay. We ain't telling you quit your job. We're just telling you that this is our time and our place. That's it. All right, brothers and sisters, here, housekeeping item. Here's fun thing about it, Courage Coach. We're supposed to show up on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of the month. I realize this is the first Sunday of the month. But we didn't have a show last week, which means I just forgot about it. I can't even tell you what I was doing last Sunday, whereas I forgot to show up. Welcome to life, brothers and sisters.
I think it was an event. I think you all had an event in Houston.
What did we have?
Was Nuri in town? I think Brother Nuri might have been in town. Something was happening last week.
Before. Last week he was in Austin.
Okay, because I knew it was something. There was a reason why, though. It was something that happened.
I think I was supposed to go to Austin, and that fell through. So my mind was just, So, but since we said we're gonna show up tonight, it's better be late than never show up at all, right? We didn't want to deprive you because something mistake that I've made. And then secondly, next week, Courage Coach, we're not gonna be here because we're having a birth celebration for my mother. Right? So that's priority. See, we want to help you with your priorities. We want to help you realize what's priority. Money can't be priority all the time. People are more important than money. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, put people before profits. So we won't be here the second week. Next week is the second Sunday. Celebrate my mother's birthday anniversary, 86, I think it is, 86 years old. See, you can always do streams, but once mama gone, she ain't coming back. She ain't coming back. So won't be here next week. All right, so we'll skip 2 weeks. We'll see what's happening. We'll see how many people sign up for the money game. We'll see who to donate some money. All that's going to be prerequisite, right? Applications are prerequisite, right? Or have you donated? A prerequisite. You got to be either you're all in or you're not. Coach, he's going to tell you the definition of decision. Decide, to cut off any other path. How are you going to win and dominate the money game? Got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Either you're all in or you're all out. And those that are all in, it makes no difference to them because they're all in and they won't see you anyway. Right? But we want you to be in if you want to be in. If you want to be in, we're going to make a way for you. We're going to make a way for you, brothers and sisters. So definitely go there and sign up. Bring somebody with you. That's a requirement. We're telling you already. That's a requirement. So go ahead and sign up and tell somebody else to sign up. Not sign up just to sign up. Playing games is over, brothers and sisters. And them days are gone. We're too old, too grown, and the world's moving too fast for us to be around here playing these games. All right. Once again, go to themoneygamebook.com, sign up, get your free gift. Once we exceed 100 subscribers, we're right there about 12, 13 short. As soon as we exceed 100, we'll have the Zoom, the live Zoom, right? And then we'll tell you what's next. And page 2, once you sign up, the second page is where you buy the book. All right, brothers and sisters. So, Courage Coach, anything else? We doing good. Hour and a half, even with the technical difficulty.
Yes,
any last minute words before we get out of here and start our Monday?
No, I really want I want to see those who are watching this take action. I promise you, I'm glad I took action many years ago in my life. 40 some odd years ago, I took action. I think we were just wired different. Maybe it was the water in California, in Northern California, sir. Brother Bear. I don't know. But we were wired differently. But even as an adult, I'm glad I had enough belief and faith in me to jump out there, to take the action, to do the thing, to take the risk. And I'll tell you this one point, you all, and I want you to walk with this concept. And I may make the reissue this book, and we'll talk about it, Brother Daryl. But it's a quote book I did many years ago. But in there is a quote that says, "It's a poor person that's not willing to bet on themselves." That's how I know when somebody's willing to go all in, that their economics will demonstrate that. See, it's a poor person. That's why I bet on me all the time, Brother Daryl. He bets on himself all the time. I put all my money on me. I put everything on me. Why? Because I know what I'm willing to do to make things happen, to get it done, to make no excuses. And I'm okay with something not working, or some people say failing. I didn't want to use the word fail because I don't use that word like that. But be willing to take the risk and get the reward or get the lesson from it. So I want to encourage you all, jump out there, take some risks in your life. You can't get out of life alive. Go for it. Live life on purpose. I've told my children that since they were little, live life on purpose. Take risks. Live life on the edge. The only thing I ask them to do, don't die. That's the only requirement. Everything else we can negotiate. Don't die. Don't do something that's going to end your life. Everything else we can navigate. So you can feel free. Now you say, well, shoot, let me go after that. I'll quit that job and try this business. Why? Because I can. What's the worst that can happen? I learn something? Oh, no. I want you to take risks. I want you to take some action. And this is a chance to do it. So on this broadcast, go to the link, sign up, get the book, read the book, and be prepared. That's going to set you up with the right words, the right phrases, the right ideas. So when you get into the coaching program, those of you that qualify for it, you'll have a running start. You'll be already rolling over like the baby. I told you, you already can turn over on the own and start pulling up on things like, oh, hold on now. Let us give you some foundational things before you start trying to run. Get some hard bottom shoes on your feet. All right, get you ready. All right, but we want you to be inspired. We want you to be excited. And we want you to get ready. So the first step is get on that link, take the action, take the jump, the leap, and come join us on this wonderful journey called life. I'm having a blast, but Daryl's been having a blast. We've been having a blast for a long time.
Long time.
I need more friends. I got some friends that are enjoying this journey. But I want more. I want to see more of us. I want more people I can call and talk to that's excited like this and living great lives and just don't really have a care in the world. Just you only apply pressure to yourself when you want to go to another level. So you know what? I'm gonna go to another level. Let me put some pressure on me. All right. So come on, y'all, jump in, get involved. I promise you this: if for those of you that join us on this journey, you will not regret it, and you will be thankful that you did. I promise you that. I promise you that. All right. That's all, brother.
Yeah. All right, thank you, brother. Your courage coach, Asad Muhammad. Yeah, brother, says we are so excited, but we can't do it by ourselves. The more the merrier, as they say, right? The more the merrier. And we're gonna talk about income. I mean, it's about we need that money. Don't get it twisted now. It's not a social group, but we gotta get our minds right. So when we receive it, right? It says not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. See, they didn't have the right mindset to keep it. They only had the right mindset to acquire it. See, so these are the things we're going to talk about. For instance, I'm going to talk about real estate investing. That's been my thing, right? Courage Coach. And I'm going to share with them in the secret group, those that want to get into real estate, wholesaling real estate, right? We're going to have guests that come on just for the private group. We have some come on this show, right? But the private group, we're going to have special opportunities for you all, brothers and sisters. Those that want to get into real estate, in particular wholesaling, man, that's my thing. I can just tell him, brother Courage Coach, I just closed the deal in Macon, Georgia, I was telling you about, right? I'm in Houston, property in Macon. I closed the deal, seen the property one time.
Right.
I'm sure you want to learn how to do that. If you can do that, only seeing the property once, then where else can you be at the comfort of your home? Flip a house in another city. Don't go to closing Everything's done via email.
Right.
See, you don't know what you have between the Courage Coach and I. We're gonna bring Brother Nuri on. He and I have personal relationship with Brother Nuri, right? And he, you know, everybody loves Brother Nuri. Brother Nuri, he's been on my show on the Money Game. I mean, on Black Wealth Empowerment. I pulled it up when he was in Houston, brother Assad. He was in Houston. I pulled it up and showed Brother Rashad, his assistant, that he was on our show, Black Wealth Empowerment, 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Sister Wendy, Sister Sajda Muhammad, over the messengers redoing the message house, she was on Black Wealth Empowerment 6-7 years ago. So we're going to bring some of these back, some of our students back, but it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So get ready, brothers and sisters. We're excited. It only take a few, right? And that's all we're looking for. A few good men and women to go with us on this journey. And we're going to open it up. We're going to close it down. Whoever's on the bus when the door closes, brother, Courage Coach. And then we're going to go on down the road to our next destination. That's how that goes. You can't jump off before the next stop, and nobody can get on until we get to the next destination. That's called life. That's the reality in which we live in. All right, brothers and sisters. So thank you so very much for being here. We made it. We heard. We right her. Right? So as they say, as we say, we'll see you at the top. Not from the top, because you're going to be up at the top with us, right? Because you, your family, but most importantly, our Black community, meaning Black people, deserves your very best. Not just you, not just your family, but our Black community deserves your very best. Until next time, the 4th week of the month, right, the 2nd and 4th week, Sunday of the month, we'll be here. But you can reach out to us before then, but you have to go to those websites. All right, brothers and sisters, until next time, peace. Assalamu alaikum.